DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
Remember to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on your computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. Lone Star Community Radio broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Lone Star Community Radio is ready for the summer. If you or anyone you know is looking for a summer internship, Lone Star Community Radio is a great place to learn the radio and TV business. Contact the station at info@irlonestar.com or call the station's message line at 936-647-3776. Lone Star Community Radio offers a great opportunity to those interested in learning about the radio world.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Hello, everyone. I am Margie Taylor, host of Conroe Culture News, FM 104.5, 106.1, live streaming irlonestar.com, Facebook Live, Conroe Culture News, and YouTube Live. And we are coming to you live from downtown Conroe, the City of Conroe City Hall and Conroe Tower. So today, my guests will be from Trels Home for Children, Ken Collier. He is the owner, facilitator of the nonprofit. And in the second segment will be the Players Theater Company talking about Into the Woods, the new production coming forth in May, with Paxton Bourgeois, who is Little Red Riding Hood in Into the Woods. So that will be interesting. The show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic, and they are located at 3033 West Davis, by Conroe High School and Taco Bell, treating everyone from infants to seniors, weekend athletes to professionals, with a focus on natural holistic healing to not only relieve pain but also achieve optimal health. Dr. Stacy Rogers holds certifications in adjusting extremities, arms, legs, hands, feet, clinical nutrition, prenatal and pediatric care. If you are not a patient, it's only $37, and it all gets donated back to CASA for children in the Child Welfare child welfare system in Montgomery County. Sorry, I've been on vacation. So another little tidbit about Roger Stein Chiropractic, they have kids' nights every month. This is so fabulous. All the physicians and the kids and the parents all dress up. So the next one coming up is April 16th, and they're having a Disney party. How fun is that? I would like to go to a Disney party. So everybody dress up in costume. And then the next one coming up in May is When I Grow Up. So what you want to be when you grow up, and some of us still haven't figured that out. So you come, and it's a 4 to 7 types deal, and it's for patients 14 years of age and younger. And then in June, they follow up with summertime stuff of a beach party. So again, that's April 16th is the Disney party. How fun is that? 4 to 7 p.m. So a few things going on around us. If you haven't been to downtown Conroe, you need to walk around because there's a lot of new venues down there, and there's things going on continually. Every Saturday is the Main Street Market. Stop by and check out some of the things going on, including the 2 local theaters. And speaking of the local theaters, this is the second weekend to see the Buddy Holly story. I really want to see that. That sounds pretty dynamic. If you don't know who Buddy Holly is, Google it for so that you know. And so that goes on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays through Sunday, April 21st. And Buddy Holly lost his life in the 1950s in a plane accident. You can get your tickets at CrichtonTheater.org. And did you know that there's also a monthly magic show at the Owen Theater? And the next one will be this Friday, and you can watch magician Fred Becker, who has performed on TV with Penn and Teller's Fool Us. Tickets are available by going to ConroeConjuring.com, and it's at 7:30 p.m. this Friday. Also this week starts the first Thursday concert series. So, we're getting into that whole thing again, too, because April through September, the city of Conroe does a free concert. So starting this Thursday, and going through September 5th, there will be free concerts at Heritage Place Park with on-site food trucks, food, beverages. You can now bring all that in. Yes, alcohol too, as long as you don't bring in glass bottles. That's the key right there. 7 p.m. And the first one will kick off with music of Bob Seger. Some of you may not know who Bob Seger is, but I guarantee you I do. So all about classic rock. So that will be a tribute to Bob Seger with the Seger System. And the May concert features music from Elvis by Vince King on May 2nd. The city of Conroe again hosts the annual Kids Fest, which is a free festival for kids to go to. It's always the last Saturday in April. Parents can go, of course, with them, and it's at 10 to 4 on Saturday, April 27th. If you want to know more about it, you can go to thecityofconroe.org and look under their special events for Kids Fest to find out more, or find out information on their Facebook page for City of Conroe Parks and Rec. So with that, one more thing I did forget. There is a gigantic multifamily yard and craft sale coming up Saturday, April 27th from 9 to 4. And it will give proceeds to one of the nonprofit groups that is also politically inspired, but it will be in Montgomery. More to that later, but that is Saturday, April 27th from 9 to 4 with lots and lots and lots of items. So now we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back talking to Ken about Trels Home for Kids. Thank you.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas Ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Rogers Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Okay, we are back for our first segment, and we're going to hear about Trels Home for Children with Ken Collier, who is facilitating as the owner. You can find out more about them on their Facebook page. Trel, Trel, is home, and just Google it. And they also have a website, but it's probably easier to remember if just go Trels Home for Children, but it's th4c.org. So, Ken, tell me about the organization and when you guys got started.
Sure. So we got started here in the Houston area about 2019. We started, though, a couple of years prior to that. We were just doing some community service under the name, just kind of volunteering in the community. And then we transitioned to open up homes here in Texas to try to, make an impact in the community.
Well, it's good. And, it isn't necessarily about having the status. It's about serving.
Correct.
Right? And you have a heart for serving this. You are an authorized foster parent, so you can have children at the home, so you understand. How long have you been doing that?
So we've been personally licensed foster parents for about 5 or 6 years. We had kids throughout COVID and some other times like that because, again, it's about service.
Yes.
It's not by being noticed or anything like that.
Right.
I honestly, to be very fair, can care less about that part. But I want to put 100% of my energy into serving the community, serving these precious kiddos and giving them the best chance we can.
No, absolutely. So you have several homes, group homes?
That is correct.
And where are they located? Well, I mean, you don't have to give me the exact address, but I mean, they're all around the Conroe area?
Correct. So we have 2 in Conroe, 1 in Magnolia, and then 1 coming in the Comal County area out by New
nice.
Braunfels, I think is how you say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, New Braunfels.
Yes.
So how many kids can stay in those houses, those homes?
So when we have all homes open, we'll have about total of 50 to 60 kids total. The ones in Conroe, 1 can hold 16, and the other one can hold 12.
And it's based on their age, right?
Correct. We serve kiddos 0 to 17.
So if you have younger kids, the ratio has to be smaller, the staff to kid ratio, correct?
Correct. So
Yes.
if they're a certain age, we have to have more staff,
Right,
per
right,
child.
right,
But
right.
usually with the ratio we keep, it's about, I think legally it's 4 to 1, but we're typically about 5 to 1.
So you do a good job of making sure the
yeah,
kids,
we
and they live
overstaff.
there. They stay there. They live there. I mean, I'm sure there's guidelines because it can't be chaotic. You got to have boundaries of what you can do and can't do. And I know that you love doing this, right?
We do. I mean, when you and I talked last year, my passion is just as amped up as it was then, if not more. We love doing what we do.
How do the kids come to you?
So it's an intake process, and what happens is, CPS, DPS, however you want to
Right.
call them, and other organizations reach out via email, sometimes phone call, and provide us an intake form on the kiddo that they're trying to get placed, and that's how we receive, all of our kiddos into our programs.
I have worked for Montgomery County Youth Services, so I understand the challenges, but yet the joys of doing this and how you have to have a heart for it and you have to be passionate because these kids come to you from broken environments and they need to be surrounded by love.
Absolutely.
Basically. So you're having a fundraiser coming up, and tell me about the programs that this helps supplement by having this gala.
Thank you for asking. So this year we're highlighting mental health awareness. There's a lot of our kids that are struggling mentally, and so we want to make sure we put a big push, big emphasis in the community that everything we do now is to build these programs for these kiddos. I mean, we've had kids that's been trafficked. We had kids that's been physically, mentally abused. and they're struggling, right? And we get it. So we want to make sure that they have the necessary programs in place that they can utilize as tools to cope and, kind of come back to what normalcy they'll know, right? Because they'll always have that trauma, and we're hoping that they can, surpass the trauma and live with it and not be kind of stuck back in that, traumatic situation. But we really, really want to push mental health because our kids are struggling.
So how do you implement programs? What does that look like? Does somebody come in and talk to the kids, or they do like play type things, or what does that look like for somebody who's outside and doesn't understand what that means?
Another great question. So yes, we partner with organizations. They have counseling. They have skills therapy. They have places like a Joyride to go to. That's one of our biggest partners. Yeah. They have the horses and stuff like that they use for therapeutic sessions. We have what we call like therapeutic outings. So there's a lot of
ways. A lot of things, but there's always a cost to it as well. I mean, even fuel, right? Let's get down to it.
Yeah.
and paying the staff to be with the kids.
Correct.
There's costs. There's operation costs.
Correct.
But it all goes towards the programs. So you're having a Boots and Pearls gala coming up the end of the month, April 27th, which is also the same day as Kids Fest, isn't it?
Yeah, I heard you say it earlier.
Yeah. So you go to Kids Fest and then you go to the gala, and you're having that at Walden at their Lakeview room, correct?
That is correct. We are looking forward to it. If you enjoy a nice Western theme, and cuisine, there's going to be line dancing. There's going to be so much happening. So many opportunities just to have fun, network, learn more about what we do, how you can support us as well. But we are really looking forward to this one.
I know, it sounds great. So have you had another gala, or is this the first one?
This is our third.
Your third.
Here in the
Okay,
Texas
cool.
area. Yes. Last year we had one, and then the year before.
Okay. So as a nonprofit, you have to do these things.
We do.
But you also take donations on the side without a gala, right?
That is correct.
By going to your website. They can
Yes.
always do that. Do you have a phone number they can call you if somebody's interested as well? So a lot of times
do.
they want to call or text or something. What is that number?
It is 936-217-1047.
Can you say that again for me?
I sure can. 936-217-1047.
Okay, so if they want to get involved in any capacity or go to the gala or maybe just donate $50,000 to you,
we'll take it.
you would be acceptable to that.
We will.
You'll figure it out, right? You go meet them.
And we always love to say, to be very honest, donations does not always have to be monetary.
Right.
The necessities of life are key.
Tell me about some of
toiletries.
those intangible, not monetary things that you need.
Like toiletries. Some of the kids, don't have clothes. So it's not always about, writing Trels a check. It's about, hey, we have an abundance of clothes that our kids couldn't wear, and they're very nice. Would you want
teenagers
those items?
mostly, right?
Correct.
So they need to be trendy, not
there you go.
something that somebody much older would wear.
Correct.
In good shape.
Correct.
Gently used.
Gently used is the key. Yes.
Do you ever partner with the Assistance League to get clothing?
We haven't, but we're learning.
You should do that.
And I'm going to remember that. We're learning about so many other organizations.
Because they helped kids through all 5 school districts get clothing, too. That's just a thought. Because that's part of their mission is to help with that. So you need clothing, you need toiletries. Do you ever need, handyman services or anything like that?
We do. So we have a couple of what we call Trels community days throughout the year where we'll have landscaping. We'll have, as you just mentioned, handy, individuals come out.
Work days.
Yeah. And we really love those days because it gives us an opportunity not only for them to volunteer their time, but our kiddos to kind of partner and work with them if they're around, if they're not on an event, painting or, pulling leaves or whatever it may be. We really do love those handy days that come out in those communities.
Do you have one upcoming?
We do. I think it's, don't quote me, May or June, but I'll definitely get you that information.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll talk about it on the radio so that people will know. So that's something you can use your skills to, even if you don't have skills. Everybody can pick up leaves and do that kind of thing. Do some basic things that need to be done so that the kids know that this is their home, and you want your home to be presentable. And how long can they stay there at those homes?
So to be very honest, they can stay until they're 18.
Oh,
a lot of
okay.
our kids, from Trels experience, have been adopted, gone back home to family.
Well,
and things like that.
reunification is always
Correct.
the key.
That is our number one goal.
Yes.
Is always do that. And by us having a child placement agency where we can license foster families, we do license, I shouldn't say parents, but individuals that want to be, foster parents.
That's part of one of your programs, right?
Correct. And then so we can also transition our kids to that program if we need to on our side if there's an opening. But we definitely believe in reunifying these kiddos with
Sure,
their
that's always the
guardian.
goal, if
Yeah.
you can make that happen.
Yeah.
So to foster, do you have a lack of individuals to be foster parents? Or
I'm not
what does
gonna
that look like?
I won't say a lack. There are so many organizations, that provide that licensing capability to license these families. So it's just kind of spread out. We are definitely making a strong push in the community, right in our back door here in Montgomery County, and surrounding to really see if there's someone that wants to have a heart for it to be a foster parent, because we have a lot of precious kiddos that need a nice home.
Yes, there are. And I know you partner with other organizations to offer programs because there's so many kids really in need. So the event again is Saturday, April 27th at Walden's Lakeview, right there on Lake Conroe. Beautiful place. And it's kind of a denim and glitz and boots and hats and whatever just feels right,
Yeah,
right?
there you go. Whatever feels right. Please just come out,
Just
support.
come out there, and tickets aren't too bad. They're $100, but it could be a lot more. So
Yeah, we kind of want to just kind of stay somewhat affordable. You know what I mean? At
Right.
the same time, provide a nice boost for these programs to continue to thrive. But we're not really trying to do too much when it comes to that cost.
do you have any kind of auction going on or anything where you need silent auction
do.
items? Okay.
Yeah. So this year we have a silent auction that we're looking for Western themed things. Or if you're a business owner and you want to present some of your products as a auction item, we can do that as well. And then we also have several raffles going on throughout the night of certain items that we'll be giving away via raffle.
Okay, so reach out to you. Google again, Trels, Trels, Home for Children. Find them on Facebook. You have Instagram too, or
We
just
do
Face-
same tag name,
Okay.
Trails Home.
Trels Home for Children, and you can Google them and find them wherever they are, and just get involved, make a difference to a child, even if you make a difference to one child. That's a big deal. Do you have any mentorship type programs, or do the kids have CASA volunteers?
So we do have volunteers, and we also have volunteers that work through us, and we also have a mentorship program. So
Okay.
if anyone would like to be a mentor, literally it's a background check. Legally, we have to do that. We partner
course.
or pair you with the right kiddo that's based off your skill set, kind of what that kiddo's needing, and we go from there. And simply, if you want to get in contact with us, let me say it this way: just simply reach out to volunteer@th4c.org or mentor at the same tag, th4c.org, and we'll get you plugged in.
That sounds great. So many different things you can
Yeah.
do to make a difference in a child's life. And we know what a difference you make as, you have kids, I have kids, and you go back to how you were brought up. And sometimes these kids just need someone to listen to them,
Correct. Correct.
So they're in a challenging position. What have I missed out on? Anything that you want to add?
You're always amazing. You haven't missed anything. But I am very, no, seriously, I'm appreciative. You haven't missed anything. Again, you want to help out, please, you can contact us by the phone number we gave out earlier, which is 936-217-1047. Reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, or our website. I guarantee you someone will get in contact with you. There's always a way to help. And remember, it's not all monetary, so the little things matter as well.
Clothing, just pretend you're a teenager, Lord help us, but they go through so many different challenges. A normal teenager does. And then to have gone through some kind of trauma related to where they live. And they all have different stories. And it doesn't matter what their story is. They just need somebody to listen and be a part of it, or to look good, to fit in well in
Correct.
school, wearing the
Correct.
right clothing, because that's a real big deal.
That's a big thing.
To not have the right clothing. So
And let me say this: we have all girls. So can you imagine that? That's
No.
a big thing.
No, I raise boys. No, that would be a lot of drama too. That's all. Haircuts. Do they ever need haircuts or things like that?
You know, man.
Maybe get their nails done?
They love those types of things. So when our volunteers or our mentors say, hey, we want to take, a handful of girls out or whatever the case may be, or we want to buy gift certificates, they love haircut days. They love getting their
Maybe
nails
somebody
done.
could come in and do haircuts and nails.
Yes, I would love it if someone come in and do it on site.
All right. Let's figure that out.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. They're
It's
gonna
all
love
about,
you.
because if you look good on the outside, you feel good on the inside.
I agree.
I
agree. I like that one. Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing with us. And again, the website is th4c.org, Trels, Trels, Trels Home for Children. Look them up, get involved, help a guy out, help the kids out, really. And This is the greater Conroe area. Thank you so much, Ken, for reaching out, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
We have the safest food supply in the world. Strict laws and regulations restrict the usage of hormones, antibiotics, and pesticides within our food supply. Production agriculture practices and technologies such as the use of GMOs, which is not any more or less risky than conventional crop production, has allowed American farmers to produce more food on less acres in environmentally sound ways. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make lives better.
And we are doing our second segment today. We're going to talk about the Players Theater Company Into the Woods, which premieres May 10th through the 26th. And I am sitting across from Paxton Bourgeois. I just totally messed that up. Bourgeois. It's French.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who will be Little Red Riding Hood. Are you the Little Red Riding Hood? They said one of several.
Yes, so our entire show is double cast, except for I think there's only 2 roles that aren't double cast.
Why? Why are they double cast?
There's just so much talent in the Conroe Community Theater that our director was like, I can't pick just one. So
Is Adam directing this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. I'm sure it will be fabulous. So, Little Red Riding Hood, Paxton. And you can get tickets at owentheater.com. It's real easy to find all this, and I will repeat this again. Into the Woods.
Yes, ma'am.
Happily Ever After. Tell me about it.
Okay, so Into the Woods is a story that follows many fairy tale characters, most of which people are very familiar with. They all travel into the woods to get their wish, and they are eventually granted, but at what cost? They face the consequences of their actions. And they...
So what fairy tales are involved? I know Little Red Riding Hood.
So we have Little Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk, Cinderella, Rapunzel, and the Witch, and then some new characters that are introduced that are our main characters are the baker and the baker's wife. Those don't come from any fairy tales. That's just something that Sondheim added to move the story along.
Well, it's part of a nursery rhyme. And Mother Goose, it's all kind of in the same sphere, so to speak. So this is a musical, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you get to sing?
I do get to sing, yes.
So tell me your background in singing and acting.
Well,
your eyes just got really big.
I've actually only been doing theater for about 1.5 years now.
Good for you.
My first show was Rent over at the Crichton Theater, and then I did Sweeney Todd with Adam. And then most recently I did Anything Goes. I was the purser. And so this is kind of my first big role, but I mean, I've been singing my entire life, dancing. And so when I got the opportunity to kind of be a part of the Conroe Community Theater, I took it up on that, and I've worked backstage for some productions as well.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
I've done that too. Good. Okay. So it has Cinderella is in this as well. And it sounds like a lot of fun. What do you like most about Into the Woods?
Oh, I mean, so many things. If you know anything about Sondheim, you know that his music is really difficult. And so it's a challenge to sing the music, to get all the timing right, but it's also really fun. And just all of the people that I get to do it with make it so much fun. And also Adam, the entire directing team, artistic team, it's just really good. And I'm actually really grateful that my counterpart character, the other Little Red, her name is Grace Schexnader. I think that's her last name. I don't know how to say
difficult names.
I'm really blessed to get to work with her because she's been in theater a bit longer than I have, and she's a really good mentor to me. So I'm just excited.
How many people are in the cast? Sounds like a lot.
Oh, I count.
Over 20?
I think about 20-ish.
Okay, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
And rehearsals are probably long.
Yeah, we rehearse from 6:30 to 9:30-ish if we run through it.
And you've been doing this for how long have you been rehearsing? Because it's not even May yet, and you've been rehearsing.
Yes, ma'am. We had auditions on February 10th and went into rehearsals immediately after that up until February 25th. And then Adam loves us, so he gives us a month-long break, but where we learn all of our materials by ourselves. We learn our lines, we learn our scenes. So then when we come back, we're kind of ready to just like start running the show. So we actually have a long time to really learn the show and run it and get comfortable with it.
Wow, I like that way of doing that.
But in overall, we have about 10 weeks of rehearsal together in the theater, not counting the month-long break.
And then you have the shows.
Yes.
And then you have pickup rehearsals in the middle of that.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a lot, but it's fun.
But it's very rewarding.
Yes.
Especially when you get to perform on stage and do your thing.
Yes, ma'am.
So having done this before, what's it like if somebody forgets their line and you just have to pick up on it and go?
It can be really scary, especially when you're on stage.
Because that happens?
Yes, it happens a lot. But by the time you're actually doing the shows, you pretty much learn the entire show, not just your part. And so you know kind of what the other person is supposed to say.
And
so you can kind of tweak the words a little bit to sound like you were supposed to say it, or like ask a question to prompt them to say their line.
I mean, it's live theater, so you have to just go with it.
Yeah, you definitely can't make a scared face.
No,
don't
you
let
just
anybody
go
know.
with it and have fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this. And so tell me a little bit about Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, okay. So Little Red Riding Hood is a fearless little girl, yet she is very naive and also very hungry. She ventures out into the woods and she meets the wolf, and she's kind of like, oh, are you a bad guy? I don't really know, but you're being really nice to me.
She's very innocent and naive.
She's very innocent and naive. And then so as the show progresses, it just slowly shows the progression of like going from like childhood into adulthood and like learning things about the world that you wouldn't think of as a child, and definitely things that parents like to protect their children from.
So Little Red is part of the whole thing as she progresses and gets older? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think the show is like over the course of about a year long.
Okay, so she still gets more knowledge and
Yeah.
learns things.
Definitely
Okay.
the events that happen lead her to know things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, without giving anything away.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I gotcha. But the wolf is still mean.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Is there a grandma?
There is a grandma. Yes. There is a grandma. And if you are at all familiar with the fairy tale from the Brothers Grimm, you probably know what happens to Little Red Riding Hood and the grandmother and the wolf.
Yes, of course. Yes, one of my favorites. So, let's see. We've already talked about what you've done in the past. So are you going to try to audition for other things as well?
I always try to audition for stuff. I'm assistant costuming for the Rocky Horror Show. But also with Adam. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any more shows this year because of my job. It's at nighttime.
Are you in school?
I'm not in school currently. I need to go back. But I am a gymnastics coach.
Ooh.
I teach team gymnastics at Maximum Athletics. Shout out to
Okay.
my mom listening from there
All
right now.
Okay. Well, that sounds very encompassing too, and very involved.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly girls, I would imagine, but probably some guys.
Yeah, so I teach the team. We teach the Junior Olympic team, so it's all girls team.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're very involved in a lot of things.
I am.
Well, that's good. So what else do you want to tell me? We have Butterflies Are Free is coming up. That's the last show after Into the Woods, which happens in June. And then, of course, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is in July, and that's a fundraiser. That's a one-day deal, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the new season starts up in September with Rock of Ages. And in October, one of my favorites, Steel Magnolias.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. That's one that you cry about. What I really want people to know is that anybody can audition for anything, even
Yes.
with never having done that. I did. I had
Yeah.
never had any experience. But you don't have to do that. You can also help with backstage things, right?
Yes,
There's a
ma'am.
lot of people, and especially in a big production like this, you need a lot of people to move the sets in between the different acts, and you need people to help with hair and makeup and just doing the sets.
Yeah.
Artistic abilities. You need some people to help with sound. There's endless things that people can help with in the community because this is all volunteers.
Yes.
This is not something you're getting paid, even minimum wage,
No.
to show up and participate in for
Yeah.
5 weeks, 10 weeks, however many weeks.
Yeah.
I know it's over 2 months. Yes, much more. You said you had auditions in February. You're still rehearsing. You did have a month off, but you weren't like off. You were looking and reading your lines.
Yeah, we were still getting together with some people outside of rehearsal.
Well,
trying
sure.
to-
Your small groups and,
Yeah.
connect with them and forming relationships so that your performance can be wonderful and entertaining for the people that come into the theater. You need to be top and very consistent and know your parts. Live your part.
Yes.
Live it with all the emotions. And you can't do that if you don't know what your part is.
Yeah.
Because the first part is learning your lines.
And then after that,
And then
you
it's the feeling and going with it and how
Yeah.
you connect with the other people.
Yeah, you really got to live through your character. A lot of method acting.
Yes. Did you act in high school?
I didn't. So when I first did my first show out here, that was my first ever experience. So if anybody is wanting to get involved with Conroe Community Theater, join our Facebook pages because we release audition information on there, and we would love to have new faces. We love newcomers. Yeah.
So there's the Players Theater Company and Stage Right Texas.
Yes.
Google them in there in the search box for Facebook. You can find all the information, and they encourage people to get involved because it's fun. You learn about other people. You grow relationships, and it helps you as a person, your confidence as well. And that confidence goes into everyday living. It goes into your work performance. It goes into your family life, everything. So it's just another way, like sports does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different method of getting there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Paxton, what else can you tell me? Anything else special about this? Is the music fabulous?
Oh, the music is so fabulous. I mean, the music is so intricate in this show, and everything, I will say this, everything in this show is connected somehow or another through the music, through the costumes, through the characters. Just everything is connected, and especially in ways that you wouldn't even realize. Yeah.
So just go and be entertained and buy your tickets.
Yes.
I think this is going to be a sellout.
I sure hope so.
I know SpongeBob almost was. I went to that.
Yes, SpongeBob was a very good show.
And those costumes were amazing. And all of the stuff going on, all the artwork throughout the theater was very amazing. Again, this is May 10th through 26th.
Yes, ma'am.
So May 10th is Mother's Day weekend if you want something to push you out in there. So take your mom, take the family. And that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The shows start at 7:30 on Friday and Saturdays, and Sunday is a 2 p.m. matinee. Mm-hmm. It's a smaller theater, so you have to hurry and get your tickets.
Yes.
And no seat is bad.
Yes, no seat is bad.
No seat is bad. And they also need help at any of the shows for ushering, which is not complicated. You hand them a program and tell them where their seat is, or concessions. Mm-hmm. So get involved. And when you do the concessions ushering, you get to see the show.
Yes.
So there's another plus.
Yes. For free.
Yes, for free. Yes. Not paid. Yeah. So Happily Ever After, Into the Woods, all about the fairy tales. Yeah. And you will have fun watching this and be entertained.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate, Paxton, you taking time out of your busy day to come and share with us. And I look forward to seeing you in red.
Oh, thank you. I look forward to having you in the audience, and anybody that is listening.
I won't stand up and shout.
Anybody that's listening, come see the show. It'll be really good.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.